Welcome to our video, What You Need to Know About Linear Pricing Models. This is a short, quick video that describes what is a linear cost model, why do you need a linear cost model, and how can it be used. A linear cost model is just basically using one factor to try and determine price. Here's an example of price equals 46 cents per pound, where you just take the weight of a casting, multiply it times 46 cents, and you get a clear indication of where the pricing should be. The line shows, the orange line shows what the formula is. The blue points represent the actual prices of components. You can see they're nested right around the line, so it's a fairly predictive model. What can we use these for? We can use them to understand supplier cost factors, predict pricing for new sourcing and design changes, as a starting point for negotiating with suppliers. To develop a linear model, what you need is a list of part attributes that you believe could be predictive of cost, and of course we need our supplier prices. You take this information, put it into Excel, part weight, actual prices in columns. You use trend line graphing to create a graph, and you've got your answer. Here we've created one, and you can see the orange line is the predictor, part weight times 51 cents, but we have a number of the blue dots or prices are right around the line. We have 3 that are outside of the line. These are outliers. To make the model more predictive, we can either remove these outliers or segregate the data. First, let's just remove the outliers from our table. You take them out of the table, you rerun the calculation, and you get a fairly predictive model again because all of the dots are around the orange line. The other thing is to remove outliers. Here's an example where we have a number of outliers, and we got to ask ourselves what's different about these parts. This is where we go back to our part attributes. We had a whole list of attributes, and we identify that, hey, we've got 2 parts here that are close to the same weight, very different prices, and the volumes are very different. So what happens if I segregate my information and I create one chart for volume that's greater than 100,000 and one for volume that's less than 100,000. Here you can see we then end up with 2 fairly predictive models. You're paying a higher price for the lower volume parts, a lower price for the high volume parts. In actuality, you might have a complicated buy where you have a number of different models based upon the volumes of the parts, whether they have machining or not, whether they're washed or not. And so you have a number of different predictive models that are all linear. Once you know you've got a certain volume with machining, you pick the factor and you do your multiplication and you've got your estimate. In summary, you can develop models by first brainstorming a list of possible cost drivers, 2, collecting the data on those cost drivers. ProcureForce enables you to collect that data because we enable an unlimited number of templates to gather data from suppliers when getting pricing and aggregate that data for easy download into Excel and building models. Then you use Excel and run the regression analysis and generate the regression model. This shows how within ProcureForce, when a new part comes in, the buyer has the option of developing an estimate and picking their aluminum die cast price per pound model for volume greater than 100,000 to estimate the price. If you want more information, there's a link up at the top of the posting here to be able to go watch a full-length video